Thank you. Okay, this parsha has a connection with Hanukkah, where we can show the miracle, and we are basically the light of the nations. Okay, we as Hanukkah, the interpretation is that we should be the light for the Goi. Okay, why? Because all their eyes are upon us, of the Jewish nation. For good or bad, we always been judged by them, even if I don't say that they're judging, but they're seeing everything that we do. Okay. Now, when at the beginning of the parsha, when Jacob moved the stone that covered the well of water, okay, there's always been commentaries about that. It says, how can one man could move the rock, the rock to cover the well? There were several other people, shepherds over there, but they did not want to move it. But then why? How was possible for Jacob to move that? And the answer is because he really focused. Okay, and that's Yehuah Halef. He really focused, and he was concentrated on moving the stone, which means he did not do anything else on his mind. And yes, I think that also was a way of kind of showing off Rahel, how strong he was. But actually, he was not that strong. Remember that we got to remember that they were vegetarian. They didn't eat much meat, which give you a little bit more of a strain. So that's why he was able. A word that comes to all this that we're going to be talking about is somebody asked Baal Shem Tov and said, what is the most important thing in life and in Judaism? And he answers, what we do now, whatever that may be. Okay, so that is in that moment the most important thing was for him to move and to show and to be kind to Rachel. Okay, and that's why we had to concentrate. But we had to concentrate. Later on, the parasha, it says Leah. Leah is when they did but sorry, before that, what was the only thing he was on his mind when Laban asked him for what will be your payment, and he says, well, my payment will be that I will work 7 years. And even the Torah says, 7 years looks like a few days for him. Why? Because that he was concentrated on that. He was focused on that task, getting that 7 year, getting the job done every single day. That's why every single day. That's why we move. The time passed quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. So the focus of what we put on is this. It is very important for us. Okay, concentration and focus what we do. Okay, now that brings us to what we do every single day as Jews. We do have Avodah Hashem 3 times, 4 times a day. We say Shahari, Mincha, Arbi, and the Yeshua before we go to sleep. And that's one of the things that we got to be careful. We got to be careful that when we are in a prayer, okay, nothing else will take our focus out of what we are doing, because when we are focused, we are connected to Hashem. Okay, we are connected to Hashem, And when we are connected to Hashem, well, we will be receiving His promises. When Hashem talked to, well, no, hold on for a second. Jacob, when he woke up from his sleep and he saw the ladder, okay, what he said, he made a promise. He made a promise to give Hashem the tithes, and so he was concentrated on that. Now, when Jacob tries to, when he left, Laban was very upset with him. When he left, okay, he was just concentrating on taking his whole family out of the way the Laban was living. It was already 20 years, but the promise of Hashem, because he was faithful, he looked after Jacob every single day, making sure that he was not being ripped off. That's why he says, Hashem give you wealth because of me. That's Jacob was telling him, which is true. But also, it was a way of saying, like, this is enough. So how many years did it took him? It took hold on for a second. It took Jacob 20 years. It took Jacob 20 years to be the man that he was after he went to Laban. So the question would be, how many years are we going to be taking before we can do Avodah Hashem the right way, the way it's supposed to be, without kavanah and our own intention every single day. So that's why we have to make sure that when we do Avodah Hashem, in whatever we do, is with one intention, and is to do with all our heart, with all our mind, everything in one. That way we establish a connection with Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.